This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to viewers.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Brunson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, it's been honestly, man, it's like I'm in the middle of the road, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not great, I'm not good, I'm not terrible, I'm not bad. Man, I'm just kind of in the middle. You know what I mean? Just with some shit that's going on or whatever, whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? So basically, man, I'm alright though, man. Trying to make it out here in these streets though. How you feeling though?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm mentally exhausted. If I could be frank, I'm mentally exhausted. I have been working like crazy. You know what I'm saying, and still trying to find time to myself, you know what I'm saying, get that me time throughout the day and shit. I'm just tired, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But I'm still here, you know what I'm saying? We still rocking. So I'm good to go though, man. I'm good to go.
I hear that, man. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, man, it just been crazy out here, man. And you know, we missed the pod for y'all, but we making it up today. You know, we had you know, life happens. That's what happened in this podcast.
We had an emergency, man, that had to be taken care of, unfortunately, but things got to where they were supposed to be. Luckily it was just a precaution, so it's nothing major. So you know, we got that up out the way, thank goodness. So today, man, we are talking about a movie that how do I explain this? This movie is about the oldest high schoolers you've ever seen in your life. Okay, they're going through.
Actually, it's not, but okay.
It really is.
No, Coach Carter is the worst.
Nah, bro. Nah. These niggas was in their 30s in this movie. There was only one nigga at least in his 40s/30s in that movie. Everybody else is like in their 20s. I can respect that. These motherfuckers in their 30s, bro.
Dude, Coach Carter was the same way. You want to know why? Because Thomas Carter is the fucking director of both movies, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. If you go back and you look at those years of the people was born.
Be niggas in high school.
Yes. I'm telling you. Yo, Fredro Starr was born in 71, my guy.
But Fredro Starr is by far the most unbelievable high schooler. When that nigga was in what the fuck is that? Moesha. Nah, he was in Moesha. There's no way he was in high school. So yeah, I'm not surprised at that at all. So anything Fredro Starr is in where he's playing somebody younger, that's not believable whatsoever. I don't even know why they attempt to even cast him as somebody younger. They should be casting him as a nigga's daddy. Or uncle or some shit like that. Some older role. He deserves that. But we talk about Save the Last Dance, man. This movie was about a bunch of people who were supposed to be in high school. However, visually, you knew that these motherfuckers, there's no way none of them was supposed to be in high school. And it is a love story between Sarah and Derek, and there's so much to go off of because there's, you know what I'm saying, the interracial thing. There's the class theme. It's so much to go on this movie. But going back and watching this, you know what I'm saying, how did you feel? Did this bring up any memories? You know what I'm saying? Did this make you feel like, oh man, you know, when I was in high school, you know what I'm saying, I was dancing too? Like, did you dance in high school? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? Like, what did this do for you, bro?
Man, let me tell you. First of all, yes, it brought back a lot of memories. And you know this as well as anybody. I can personally relate to, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the shit in this movie.
But
You know
in
what I'm
high school
saying?
though, because I know
Yeah.
in college for sure. But I'm saying like in high
Oh
school
yeah.
too though. Yeah.
Yeah, in high school too. I definitely
Okay.
relate to it, man. Because a lot of the shit that, you know what I'm saying, Derek endured, like I did too. You know what
Word.
I'm saying? Which I
Word.
still do to this day for the simple fact of like, even though like I'm single and I'm not dating anybody, like when you see me out, you see me with my kids. And obviously my kids are
Yeah.
mixed. So I get a lot of that shit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, just because. But yeah, it brought back a lot of memories. And this movie came out in 2001. So I was a sophomore, you know what I'm saying, in high
Yeah.
school. So, you know, this movie at the time, because Julia Stiles was like she was like one of my like favorite actors at the time for the simple fact of like she was just like she just I'm not gonna say that she didn't give a fuck, but it was just like she was in a lot
She
of
did a
movies where
great
where
job.
she yeah, and she did a lot of movies like where she's like dating a black dude. And it was just like I don't know why. I guess because at the time it was like, oh shit, like that's cool. Like
What else was
you,
she in when she was dating a nigga?
man, she was in O, man. She was with Mekhi Phifer and O.
That don't count though, bro. That nigga's going
What
to
do
the
you mean?
league.
Man, yo, he did not go to the
And I
league,
said he was
man.
going to the league.
Yo, you stupid as fuck. This motherfucker said he was going
Another
to the
movie with
league.
niggas was in high school that them niggas was supposed to be in high school.
Yeah, they was
Way
not
above
supposed
high
to be
school
in high
age, bro.
school. Yes, he was not supposed to be in high school at that time.
Mekhi Phifer was like fucking 45 in
Makai
that movie.
Piper.
That nigga was he was obviously a grown man.
Yo, look, obviously we gotta have the yo. You do know Fredro Starr. So he played a high school student and said it is
Sunset Park,
Sunset Park was in '96.
Moesha.
He played but before Moesha. He was in Light It Up in '99. He was a high school student. Usher was in that
Fucking
movie
light it
too.
up.
You never seen Light It Up?
Who's in it?
Usher's in it.
Oh, is that the one where he's
Took over the school.
the friend of the mafia?
No, like they ended up so this one so oh what's his name? With the eye. Forrest Whitaker is like a security guard in the school.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
I know this story.
he was messing with this one kid, but he didn't know that the kid was living in the high school. And so like he was trying to like send the kid home with some shit like that. But like the boy was getting like abused at home, so he was kind of
Motherfucker
running
was
back from home. Exactly. And so Usher took up for him, and he ended up taking his gun or whatever. And so then he ended up. I told you about this. He ended up taking over the school. Him, Rosario Dawson, she's in it, and like they ended up. Remember, I told you Vanessa Williams. I said they ended up asking for demands. They wanted like new books, and they wanted like
Oh
heat and
yeah,
shit
now I
in the
know you say
school.
I was
Yeah,
never watching that. I'm sorry.
yeah. Fredro Starr was in that. He was a high school student in that.
That scene alone would piss me off. We want new books. Wait a minute, what? You hold niggas hostages for school books? No, I'm out.
Oh man,
I'm
no.
walking the fuck out. Hey man, either you gonna shoot me or you gonna let me go. You're not gonna hold me hostage for those school books though.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck what we got going on.
yeah. They
Here.
was asking for heat, all types of shit. But it's a wild ass movie. But like yeah, I think honestly, I think a lot of the reason why now sometimes they go too far because I always forget my dude name, but my dude that was in Sunset Park, he was also in Coach Carter.
Wayne Martin? Oh, never mind. Are you talking about Worm?
Yeah, the dude that was Worm. Yeah. Like this dude played a high school student in 1996, and also Coach Carter came out like 2009 or some shit.
That nigga was on a TV show as a high school basketball player. Everything he does is high school basketball.
Dude, he's
played no other role.
Dude, it's the wildest shit, man. It's like, but I think in some cases they gotta do that because now this movie didn't have any.
He actually looked like he could possibly be in high school in some of the movies though.
He does. Coach Carter, they went too far. It's like okay,
yeah.
It was like he aged out at this point.
No, yeah,
but
sure.
there are a lot of people because I mean, like even in this movie, like Kerry Washington was born in '77,
Gary
so it's
Washington was
like
fine, so that I didn't care about that.
yeah,
She was
but
the only one
it's
that looked young to me.
yo, you crazy.
You know what I'm saying? She fine. And Bianca Lawson. Oh my God, Bianca Lawson.
Oh
Woo!
man, this dude right here.
That's a woman right there,
But
buddy.
okay, we got sidetracked. But so watching this movie, no, it definitely brought back a lot of memories, a lot of shit that I can relate to
I'm sorry,
in this
bro.
movie. what? What happened?
Hey man, look at this nigga here, bro. Look at this nigga. This nigga is not in high school, bro.
Oh, he
Kenny,
was. Yo, Kenny was definitely not in high school, but Kenny had all the best one. No, not Kenny. No, I'm thinking of Snooki. No, well, Kenny wasn't in high school though. Remember, he was working at Pepsi. So I don't know if she was messing with an
man,
older
Kenny was a
dude.
fucking drop. Let me tell you something about this movie, bro. Cause you're not getting to the point. The point is this: these niggas was in high school. They was going to the club on the weekends as if they was grown. This movie was all over the fucking place. None of this shit made sense. These niggas had math exams on Monday. Saturday, they was at the goddamn club kicking it, drinking, dancing. Somebody had a baby. Like, what the fuck kind of high school was this, bro?
Yo, that's high school, man. What you talking about?
No, it's not.
Dude, okay. Now,
And what? And then
back
they in New
then,
York. No, stop. They in New
no, they're
York.
in Chicago. They're in
Same
Chicago.
thing. They in a major city. None of this shit is going down in major. I can see if you live like in a small town, if you possibly live like in a kind of metro-ish town or urban town, like that's in a place, you know what I'm saying, like that, where everybody know you. No, nigga, these niggas is in a major city, bro. It's niggas got beef. It's a gang war going on in this movie that don't nobody talk about.
Oh, we were gonna talk about it because I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say about that shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's so
But
much shit going on in this movie, bro. None of this shit makes sense.
man, I hear what you're saying. But if you're going back in the terms of 2001, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fake ID is the thing. We both knew people who had fake IDs back then. Then when you think of a guy like Snook,
Wait a minute,
Snooki,
you right, because this is before September 11th.
yes, but yeah, because this movie had to be filmed in 2000.
Yeah, so before September 11th. This is after this is after Y2K.
Exactly. So, and I think Snooki, I think he was like a 6-7 year senior, like because they always made fun of how dumb he was, and
Who
like
Snook? Vince
he was the
Green.
dude that spin. He was the DJ dude. He was the one that said they called me Snook, the coochie crook. Yeah, he had all the best one-liners, dude. But but not like I can see how some of this shit could happen. And then you got fucking Derek and his fucking sister, like they being raised by their grandma because they moms, you know what I'm saying, fucking on drugs and dipped out on them when she got out of jail. Pops ain't nowhere
Nigga,
around.
ain't Vince Green the nigga that played the nigga that played Jesus Shuttlesworth's little cousin?
No. You talking about dude that played in he played in In Too Deep. He had the blonde hair in In Too Deep.
Oh, okay. This nigga was in Hardball and he's in Barbershop. What the fuck? Hold on, whoa, wait a minute. Time out. Nigga, Hardball came out in 2001.
Did it?
Yeah, bro. What? My life is a lie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yo, this dude said my life is a lie. Yo,
that shit feel like it came out way before that, bro. That shit came out literally a year before Barbershop.
That's hilarious. Yo, I saw they remind me of like so people. You know how people show you the things of like how we've been using a lot of shit wrong, and so like I just saw one before we started where somebody had they had like a picture, and the picture had like on the handle part, it had a little part where, well, I didn't know that they had like a little cup thing, and it was pointed backwards. And it was like, yo, like I'm this years old when I figured out that that's what that shit was really for, type of thing.
That's
I've been seeing a
capital.
lot
I'm
of
gonna be
this shit.
honest with you, because I'm gonna tell you what, that's actually a handle.
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
it's a handle, but
I'm
they
not.
saying it's a
I'm not
handle,
pouring.
and
No, I'm sure. I'm sure that's what they wanted
I
to
mean,
do.
I'm
I'm
not,
not pouring nothing that way because I know
you know,
first and foremost, everybody in the house grabbed that.
exactly, and everybody don't be washing their hands before they go in the
Talk
refrigerator.
about it, man. I mean, so
So,
if you want some germ juice, be my guest. I'm
juice.
not pouring shit like that, bro. That's crazy.
Yo, but it's I be seeing a lot of wild shit, man. But no, like yo, I hear what you saying. I don't think a lot of this shit is that far fetched though,
Well, in this movie,
because yeah, honestly,
nigga, what
I
kind of high
really
school
don't,
life were you living?
man. Yo, we used to go to the club. Now I didn't have a fake ID, so I couldn't, you know what I mean, do all of that type shit. But there was only a few clubs that we could go into though, and like, cause the way they did it down here
Mm-hmm.
was
You had
if
teenage
you
club.
well, we had those too, but there was some that you could go to, but like they would give you a band and they would take your ID, and you would have to have that band on to get your ID back.
See, that makes
So
sense. These niggas didn't have no bands. Okay, they. I don't even think they got ID'd when they went into the club.
what
I
they
think
did
one
was
of the niggas knew the DJ and everybody got in.
no, remember. So remember, I told you Snook had the best lines, right? So you remember when they was outside the school, and then they went in like Snook, man, she need to hook up, and then he was like, she was like, give him a 20. She was like, for what? He was like, ID. He said, you didn't think you was getting in off your looks. I was like, yo, he's fucking stupid. So remember, and then she gave her the ID, and she was like, she's fat, and she was like, she's 21. Like that didn't show them go into the club. You know, it's all the ID part. But I'm just saying, like, I knew motherfuckers who had IDs. I knew motherfuckers who got pregnant. Dude, there was a
No,
girl
I'm not
in my
talking about the
middle school.
pregnancy shit. I'm not talking about that. We had people that was pregnant at our school too. I get that. Teen pregnancy was a thing. They had a whole MTV series based on it. I know that. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying just in general, it was so much shit going on in this movie. It was that's why I say it was somebody pregnant. It was a gang war. Uh uh it was a dance battle. Niggas was having auditions and shit. They had a contest at the club to dance. It was so much shit going on. Old girl was going back and forth with her baby daddy, and then all of a sudden they got together. When them two broke up, it was too much going on, bro. It's too much going on.
Right.
It's so much shit to focus on in this movie. Like the writers were just everywhere with this shit. They was like, let's just put all this shit in this movie and see how far we can get.
Honestly, I knowing and seeing the movies that Thomas Carter does, obviously he's trying to send a message. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Of
with
what?
this movie, well, he's always showing us like the black community in like a negative light, but he's always trying to show you something positive within it at the same time. Like Coach
What?
Carter. All right, right. So hear me out. Coach Carter.
I'm hear you out, but I got a rebuttal for that. Go ahead.
Okay, so Coach Carter is a fucking bad high school or whatever. So you had this one guy who was a great basketball player. He goes on to do a lot of things. He want to give back to his community, go back, make the basketball, a sorry ass basketball team, make them good. But what he did, his whole thing was, I want to turn y'all into men and get y'all into college. His whole message was like, I'm gonna turn y'all into college students, basically. This movie, it's like, all right, I'm gonna show you all the bad parts of the hood and all this type of shit, but I'm gonna throw in this white girl too. But at the same time, there's one black dude is in the midst of all of this shit, and one of his best friend is going this direction, but you're going this direction, but you still got tied to the hood, but you still want to be a pediatrician at the same time. So it's like you in the middle of the hood, but you still good enough to push all that shit to the side, get a 4.0, and get accepted into fucking Georgetown University at the same time.
Thanks to this young white woman who does ballet. Because of her.
Yeah.
You
What?
you
No. He was already going to Georgetown.
Man.
He was already going there.
It was one point in the scene. Where this nigga thought about giving up.
He never thought about giving up. What are you talking about?
It was one point in the movie.
No, he
this
did not.
Thought about giving up, and she told him, "No, you're gonna go to Georgetown. You're gonna be something." He was like,
"No, nah. What movie you watch, man? I don't know what movie you watch. That shit never happened."
I'm just talking shit, bro. Really though, this was okay. So look, so the Coach Carter shit that don't count because that was based on a true story. It embellished a little bit, but it was based on a true story. So let's throw that out there. We can't add nothing off of that.
Okay.
Save the Last Dance is an original creation, and this is what I mean when I say this shit, right? Like, so this nigga is an intelligent thug.
An intelligent thug. Yo, I got a lot to say on that shit, but we'll get there when we get there.
He's a gang member.
He's not a gang member, man.
What was Fredro Starr?
Fredro Starr was just a dude that sold drugs, man.
Gang member. I'm telling you, bro. You can't sell drugs without being a gang member in the movie. Who was Fredro Starr's best friend?
He was. Derek was.
Gang. That's what I'm saying. They were gang members. Derek, right? This nigga was going to college. He meets this white woman because she's not a girl. we got to stop saying that. They all old enough. They all enough to be adults at this point because they just do whatever the fuck they want throughout the city. What happened to her? Like, did she break something or did she injure something?
Julia Stiles was only 20 when this movie came out.
She didn't look it. Okay,
man, come on. There you go, man.
I'll be honest with you. She looked everybody else's age.
Nah, man.
Keep it real, bro. You thought Julia Stiles was in high school.
I think she was out. What fuck? She just graduated 2 years before.
Nah, man.
Hell, when she did this movie, she probably was 19.
Bro, Julia Stiles, real quick though, I must give her credit. Julia Stiles is one of those women that have looked a lot better as she's gotten older. Respect to that. Cause nigga, she was mid back in the day. But so I think she got injured or something, right?
No, her mom died.
Same thing.
Yo, this guy right here.
What are we talking
about? Come on,
and
man.
She wanted to quit dancing. Then here this nigga come, right? You know what I'm saying? Hype her up like black people do. Hype her up, get her together, show her how to hip hop dance. You know what I'm saying? That bullshit in the chair, whatever the fuck they're supposed to be doing.
Hey, boy, you want to talk about this? That's the one part that did not age well at all.
The worst choreography in the movie I've ever seen. Okay. She goes, auditions, you know what I'm saying? Does that, right? And before she even auditioned, they break up or some shit like that. I remember that much. They wasn't talking to each other. They got mad at each other, or some shit happened, or he went with Malachi when he wasn't supposed to, or Malachi said something. Malachi had something to do with it. They broke up.
I'll fix it for you. I know what.
Next thing you know, she goes to do the audition. She does the choreography. Other white people are impressed. Wow, look at her. So urban, so ethnic. I can't believe it. How does she know these moves? Next thing you know, she gets into Juilliard or whatever school she's supposed to go to. Boom. She goes to him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I made it. He like, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You broke my heart. She was like, but I made it. He was like, you know what? Bring it on in. We worked hard. We worked hard at this together. They loved each other. The sister comes out of nowhere, right? The sister pops up out of nowhere. We ain't even see her in the scene. Congratulations, sister-in-law. Next thing you know, motherfucker's married.
Yo. That is Scoots Bronson.
I'm just being honest.
Because I don't know what fucking movie he's
It was
talking
what?
about.
Wait a minute. Time out. I gotta look this up before I say this because I promise you it definitely is. Nigga,
No,
it's a Save the Last Dance too.
Hold
Oh
up.
my gosh.
Hold on. I'm gonna fix everything you said, but before we get there, dude, I got maybe 8 minutes to where I said this was the dumbest idea I've ever seen in my life. To Save the Last Dance 2. I was like, y'all motherfuckers need to stop. That shit was worse.
I just
First
want to
of
read what
all,
it's
I
about.
only got 8 minutes in. But that shit, it's some movies, and I'll tell you another one. Same way. Butterfly Effect 2. That shit was trash. It's like they have one great idea and they want to try to capitalize on it, and it ends terribly. Okay, now for what you were saying, that whole layout that you said, right? I'm gonna try to clean this up for you real quick. Now,
Oh
I'm
no,
pretty sure.
hold on. No, we're not done. We're not done.
Oh, you still on the? Oh, you still on the Say the Last Dance 2 thing?
Cause Sarah made it to Juilliard. You know who didn't make it to Juilliard? Derek, Chanel, Malachi, Nikki. None of them made it. You know who did make it? Columbus Short as a nigga named Miles. He just found a nigga who could dance this time in the second one.
Yo, that is hilarious.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
I got, like I said, maybe 8 minutes into that, and I said, yo, I can't watch this. This is terrible. So yeah, I never watched the whole Save the Last Dance 2 because it was bad. Like the girl that they had in it, she was terrible. It was all bad, all bad. So what it was, the reason why they wasn't talking at the time, which is like I say, I can relate to a lot of the shit that's in this movie. So long story short, so Sarah and Derek are together. There was a scene where they were at school and they was doing they had gym and fucking Sarah's trying to play basketball. She get a block, but the ball hit Nikki in the back. And so Nikki started fighting her ass. So they get into a fight. And so she get into the whole conversation where it's like, white girls like you coming in here stealing our men and all that type of shit. And so
Was she even with that nigga at that point?
no, this is the thing. So when they was at the club and Nikki tried to go up on Derek, so obviously we knew that they went together, whatever. And so she was like, "Yo, I miss you." And he was like, "What happened to your other dude?" She was like, "I laid him off." He was like, "Oh, so you fired me, but you laid him off." He was like, "So now all you got to do is find somebody to dance with, you be good." And then his sister was like, "I don't like Nikki because the way she dogged my brother out." So obviously she cheated on him or whatever. But she wanted to get him back, but he wasn't trying to fuck with her. But at the same time, we do know, oh man, you ain't gonna take me back, but you gonna fuck with this white girl. We all know how that is.
Did you see Nikki?
I saw Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki definitely had hoes in high school.
Nick, and then the dude was in college because they said something about the dude being in college.
It's crazy.
So
same thing happened to me with the purple piece of paper.
That's what I'm saying.
Cut me deep.
Hey, so I say this movie can bring back memories.
Yeah.
So they get into that fight. Oh man, don't do that.
I didn't though. I didn't. She wasn't my girlfriend. She was definitely my prom date, my senior dinner dance date. Shout out to Frida Larson in Sweden.
Yo, this guy right here.
That's real.
No, I hear you. Now that's all cool. Cause look, I don't know why I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Because when I was a senior, I was involved with a girl that was in college, and I was just like, yeah. And I said I had to tell the other girl like, yeah, y'all ain't even on this level yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
Frida was a senior in high school. She was from Sweden though.
From Sweden.
Yeah, her name is Frida Larson. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Another country though. You know, we already had a discussion. Remember, I told you what happened
yeah, she was exotic white for sure.
with the German thing that I had. You
Yeah, she
know,
was
what I mean
exotic white.
that shit got out of control. But
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't hit. I tried my best to though. I tried.
see,
I had it all planned out, but it didn't go as planned. But shout out to
see,
you, Frida Larson, wherever you are, if you are listening to this.
look,
You know what I'm
see,
saying?
I could have
Very
hit, but
intelligent.
I knew it was going. I knew it was a bad idea. I was like, yeah, if I do this, like if this shit is this bad now and I hit, oh, it's gonna be even worse. So I was
Oh,
like,
that's what I'm saying. We wasn't even together. This was just like this was like a thing because like I didn't have no date, she didn't have no date. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, then none of the dudes really like try to talk to her for real. Cause nigga, she was from Sweden. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't gonna be here that long. Then not only that, she was living with the English teacher, our English teacher, because she's a foreign
dude,
exchange student.
yeah, that's the same. It was the same with our students, man. Like
Yeah.
she had lived with one of the teachers or whatever.
Yeah, but I was super cool with the teacher. The teacher husband didn't like me, but I was real cool with the teacher. There was a
Wow,
rumor
that's
going
funny.
around that I smashed the teacher, so you know.
Wow, okay, that's funny though, cause like the German girl, she was an exchange student too, and
Did she
like it
dance?
was nah, she didn't. Well,
She
I
didn't
don't
do
know.
ballet.
I ain't never seen her dance. Never seen her
Frida
dance.
used to do ballet, like Sarah.
Got you,
Yeah,
got you. So
but I had I had a Nikki in high school for sure.
yeah,
So I know what my nigga went through. Yeah,
yeah. So he
real shit.
so what's her name? So Chanel and what was the baby daddy name?
Kenny,
uh Kenny. So Chanel and Kenny had got into it like that day before, or whatever. He come to pick the baby up. They yelling at each other and all this type shit. So he walks out. So she's pissed off.
which was some whole shit.
It was some whole shit, and he didn't have to yell at her to get the bag ready like that. Cause it's like, dude, like first of all, you never see the baby, and obviously you got your Pepsi uniform on, but you ain't gave her no money.
And you couldn't
So
get that beat because you was at the club the same night she was at the club.
yeah, so it's like, dude, she giving you a break here. Yeah, she
And
giving
they
you
was
some lip.
dancing like shit was cool. That shit was
Exactly.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
like, come on, man. Like, what's really the deal? And so she mad over the Kenny shit. So then when she's talking to Sarah at the fucking and then she's also mad that she had a doctor's appointment like an hour
Mm-hmm.
earlier, and she was just still sitting there and shit. So she had a whole bunch of her own personal shit going on,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, so your dad pissed off about the fight? She was like, yeah, I told her what Nikki did, and she was like, so you didn't tell her your part? She's like, like what did I do? And she was like, I might not be cool with Nikki, but Nikki got a point with you and Derek being together and all this type of shit. And she was like, you think it don't hurt people to see y'all together, because she was like, Derek's a good dude. He about something. He ain't no deadbeat. And you come in and you white, so you got to be right and all this type of shit. And so like, I
Which
know
what the fuck did that have to do with her and Nikki getting into it?
because she was saying that because her brother was a good dude, because I'm telling you, I've been here. I've been here in this exact spot where it's like where people look at me as, well, you're probably going to be successful or whatever the case may be, but you with this white girl, why you can't be with a black girl? And wow, well, she white, she gotta be right. And like I'm talking about, dude, I've heard all of this shit before.
I'm
Like,
with you. I understand. I understand your sentiment, and I understand what you've been through, brother. And your struggle does not go unheard. My question is, you know what I'm saying? Just the whole Nikki thing. Why did she? Well, I'm sorry, not Nikki. When Chanel and Sarah was talking, she talking about I see what Nikki was talking about. Bitch, that ain't even got nothing to do with the question that was being asked. First and foremost, so it's clear you just wanted to attack me. You was already fucking with Nikki on this because this shit ain't had nothing to do with what we were talking about. You said she asked her, "What did your dad say?" And then she said, "Yeah, I told her everything Nikki did." And she was like, "Oh, so you ain't gonna take no accountability?" And she was like, "What do you mean accountability? Yeah, y'all taking all our men." And what? What the fuck are we talking about? This whole fight started because Nikki got mad that Derek was dating a white woman, and then his sister, who wanted them to be cool and wanted them to get along and get together, was like, "Nah, Nikki got a point." What?
Hey, and that's what when they say that whole thing of like, why take advice from a friend who ain't either got no man or got no woman?
Fam.
That's exactly what that was.
No, because y'all definitely had a man. Kenny is her man.
Yeah, but look at her situation with Kenny. Remember when she had the conversation with Derek, and she was like, look at me. She was like, at least you found somebody who loves you back. So
man, Chanel flip flop, man. She flip flop. You do too goddamn much, man. Is you with it or is you ain't? Get in or out. We don't got time for the rest of this shit, man. She played too goddamn much. That's
what I'm saying, man. Chanel was emotional, and she took Sarah under her wing as soon as she got there. And then she already had the one white friend, Diggy. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as Nikki come through and be like, y'all taking all our men, she like, yeah, what? This supposed to be your friend, bro. Nah, that's what I said, bro. This movie is way too much going on in this movie. So wait a minute, though, because we missing out on a very important piece of this movie, bro.
Okay,
what happened with Malachi and Derek? Something happened.
Yes. So, all right. So there was a scene where we see Malachi. He get into a fight at the club because another dude is selling in the club. So Sarah see all of that shit, right? Then there's also another scene. Sarah goes into the bathroom. Malachi's in there smacking up this girl, and because she owed him money or whatever. And so then she helps the girl get out, and then he jacks her up and say, "You ain't see nothing, you ain't hear nothing," all this type shit. So Derek and Sarah are walking to the bus stop or whatever, gonna go not work out, but they're gonna go dance, whatever. Right. And she was like, "Yo, what's up with you and Malachi?" She was like, "Y'all seem so different." And he was like, "Well, we're not." And she was like, "He's scary." And she was like, "Well, you got to be hard out here." And so then she was like, "I don't get how y'all friends." And he was like, "You ain't got to get it because like he's my friend." And so then he goes to the whole story of they broke into a liquor store, cracked up the cash register, take off running. They split up, but all the cops came Derek way. Malachi smashed car windows. Cops got him. He never sold them out. So he was like, I know, like at heart, he has a good heart.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was also another conversation where him and Malachi was having a conversation, and he's like, he was like, "Yo, like you got, so you got potential, man. You can get out of here. You can do this now, this type shit." And he was like, he basically said, "I had help getting this way." So like he kind of like put the blame on trying to say that Derek was the way he put it like Derek was a bad influence on him.
I mean, we don't know that's not true.
We don't, but this is the other part to it though. So if Derek was the person who you claim took you down that path, and Derek ended up taking another path, if that's your friend, why you can't take the other path with him?
Nigga, he has no future. He's already been in jail. You know what I'm saying? He done already got locked up in juvie. Nigga got a record. He not going to college. Nigga was barely in high school. Niggas out here selling drugs. Nigga, that's the last thing a nigga selling drugs give a fuck about. This nigga was dealing cocaine in a nightclub, my nigga. In high school.
This is true, but at the same time,
17 years old, smacking a bitch around in the bathroom. And you talking about Bruh, he's manhandling a bitch in the bathroom over cocaine like he's a pimp. You talking about why ain't he going to college? This nigga is college is the least of this nigga's concern right now. He's worried about brick prices at this point. Now he don't give a fuck about no fucking what college can he go to where he can sell bricks? That's the college he wants to go to. What are we
Brick
talking
University.
about? What's the closest college to Cuba? He don't give a fuck about what's the closest college to Peru. He don't give a fuck about no fucking college, man. He was basically saying, at the end of the day, nigga, you wouldn't be here without me. I'm the reason that you didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, we don't know that Derek wasn't the fucking mastermind behind all this. We obviously know the nigga smart.
Yeah, okay. So if you take it that route, okay, I see what you're saying, because I didn't think about it that way. Because my whole thing was, like, a lot of the times, you kind of, not in all cases, but in some cases, you are what your friends are. In some cases,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I remember Uncle Washington saying some shit to me one time where he was just like, "How did you end up going to Fairmont State or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
So I get into the whole thing, and so he was like, "Did you get homesick?" I was like, "Nah, I never got homesick." So I went into the whole thing of like, I was like, "Look, man," I was like, there was like three core friends that I had. Like we all play football together, basketball together, all that type shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I said when we all graduated, I said Sinclair went to Tennessee. I was like, Sergio went to Clemson. You know what I'm saying? Rufus went down to Coastal Carolina. I'm the only one left behind. Like I'm here by myself. So I was like, I got the opportunity. So I ended up going to Fairmont State. He was like, see? I was like, see what? He was like, you are what your friends were. He was like, you felt left behind that all your friends ended up going to college and you didn't, but you end up going. Yeah. So my whole thing with that is, it's like, I get what Malachi's saying. And I'm not saying that Derek couldn't have been the mastermind behind this. But Malachi could have changed his mentality to at least maybe not necessarily go to college, but at least fucking like go to like the trade part of school or something.
No,
he didn't give a fuck about any of that shit.
He already had a trade, bro. His trade was dealing drugs. Listen, the part you left out of your story is that you weren't selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? No,
I wasn't selling drugs.
That's my point. This nigga Malachi was already up. What did he have to go to college for? To go get in debt? No. Nigga, he is out here living life.
Yeah, Derek had a job. Why you couldn't go get a job?
Because he was selling drugs. What are you talking about? What? What kind of
hey.
We come from the same place, bro. You know what it's like to sell drugs. Even if you never did it, you know what it's like to sell drugs. You know what type of money comes along with that. Why would you drop that and go get a job?
Well, I mean, first of all, if you're smart, you always have a job while you're selling drugs. Like, that's just...
This a movie. Why would you drop that? That's what I'm saying. Why would you drop selling drugs to go get a job? That's crazy. That's like being a boss and then be like, nah, just put me on the payroll. No, man.
No, look, I hear what you're saying. But I will say this. So the whole argument that they had when he was like, yo, he was like, look, because he told him that he was going to ride with him. So then when he shows up after Derek had the conversation with Chanel, figured out that Chanel was the one who fucked the whole shit up with Sarah or whatever. And that's why they broke up. But that's why Sarah was acting funny about their whole relationship because of what she said. So he found out, this is why.
She told her, you are taking out the good man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then he runs over to see Malachi first and say, yo, like, look, I'm not riding with you, but man, you don't need
my white woman.
No, that's not what he said.
That's basically what he said.
But he went to save his friend first. See, you're not looking at it that way. He could have went to Sarah first, but he didn't. He missed the beginning part of her audition to go talk to Malachi first.
Mastermind.
Man, this guy, man.
First to make it look like I give a fuck.
Yo,
I don't give a fuck what happened to this nigga.
Man, yes, he did, man. He cared, man. He was like, yo, man, he's like, go home, don't do this. And he was like, man, I can't be a college boy making the 4 points.
He wasn't going to lick. This nigga is already dealing drugs. Crime is just this nigga's life at this point.
That wasn't about the drugs, though.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying he's already dealing drugs. Crime is a part of this nigga's life at this point.
I mean,
this nigga's a career criminal now.
Yeah, this is true.
He knew he wasn't gonna listen. He just had to be the one to go up there and say, "Hey, man, don't do it." And then he drive off and be like, "Well, I tried." And then now let me go get my white woman.
Yeah, he's a fool, man. Okay, let me rephrase that because I did say it wrong. It did start off a drug because the fight that was in the club,
it was all because
is what started it. So then when they was playing basketball at the park, the dudes came and shot up the park. So Malachi whole thing was retaliating from when they shot up the park when they were shooting basketball. So
and who did they shoot at? Who did they shoot at?
Man, hold on. Who? The other dudes?
Yeah, who did the other dudes shoot at?
Man, they were just shooting at dudes playing basketball.
No, they were shooting at Malachi and Derek because them niggas is gang members. Like I said in the beginning, it's Chicago. Everybody's in the gang.
I mean, this, I wouldn't say everybody, but I say there's a large percentage of people that are in the gang.
Hey man,
so yes,
you in the hood, you in a fucking gang in Chicago.
I mean, this is
it's
true.
Just like LA. If you grew up on Hoover Street, you associated with the Crips, nigga.
I mean,
if you don't throw them or not, you associated. You live on that street.
But this is very true. So he tries to tell Malachi not to go. Mm-hmm. Malachi goes anyway. Mm-hmm. And like my whole thing with that part is it's the fact of like, now you say the mastermind thing, like maybe it was his plan all along. But I watch, like when I watch that scene of like Derek trying to talk sense into him, mm-hmm. but he's trying to talk him into coming with him. Yeah. I felt like in that instance of him wanting Derek to go with him, mm-hmm. it gave me, hear me out, it gave me Boys in the Hood vibe when Trey wanted to ride with Doughboy, you know what I'm saying, to go get the dudes back for shooting Ricky.
Yeah.
And remember, on the porch, he was like, I know why you got out the car, because you never was supposed to be in the car in the first place.
Right.
See, Doughboy, at the time, Doughboy was in his feelings because his brother just got shot. Mm-hmm. And he was mad that Trey wanted to get out the car. My parallel is Malachi knew what was at stake for Derek, but he still wanted him to ride with him. Mm-hmm. If you're a real good friend, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, he was a great friend for taking the rap for the robbery and not ratting mm-hmm. him out. Don't get me wrong. He was. You know what I'm saying? Ride or die. But you knew what this dude had at stake here. And you kept asking him to ride with you. And if you're a real friend,
nigga, they shot at us. They didn't just shoot at me.
I mean, he shot at us, but I don't think that those dudes, I think their main target was Malachi. I don't think they gave a fuck about Derek. Derek would just happen to be
there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This was a gang-related incident. Why are you not listening to me?
I hear you.
At them. This shit happened because these niggas are in a gang. They just never specified the gang. Everybody in Chicago is in the gang. It's always been this way. From when they was in the mafia to when the niggas took over. Everybody's in some type of a gang. I'm telling you, GDs, folks, Vice Lords, whatever, red, blue, however you want to throw them, Latin Kings, whatever. Everybody's in some type of a gang in Chicago. These niggas was in the gang, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These niggas just wasn't kids committing crimes. That's not how Chicago works.
I mean, this is very true.
You got to do the history of Chicago. The history of Chicago, there's always been it's a criminal element of Chicago. And when you look at the criminal element of Chicago, you realize that it's always some type of a gang or group or tribe, whatever you want to call them. I say the word gangs. All of these niggas is in some type of a gang. Them niggas was in the gang. And that was a rival gang that they was going against. Because first and foremost, what difference do it make if another nigga is selling cocaine in the same club you selling cocaine in, unless this is your territory, which means, nigga, this is a gang. I'm telling you, all that shit, it's all connected.
It's all connected. I'm just not willing to say that everybody's in the gang, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
You think they was just robbing the convenience store as kids?
I think that they were low on cash. And they robbed the store. I think that, dude, honestly, dude, I'm telling you.
Nowhere in the movie were they poor.
But this is the thing. They don't tell us how long ago it was. All he said was a while back.
All I'm
This could have
saying
been,
is,
but
all I'm
dude,
saying is that they didn't. He didn't say like, "Oh man, we needed to eat," or you know what I'm saying. We ain't had no food, or you know what I'm saying. We had to pay the light bills in the house, and I trying to make it. No, this nigga said we committed a crime as kids, and as a kid committing a crime, you usually in the gang because that's what gangs target to begin with. So I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree.
Okay,
Because you got to remember who was Derek and Chanel living with,
his grandmother.
and you think that she can afford to take care of 2 kids and a fucking well, maybe at the time that Chanel didn't have the baby. I'm pretty sure. So, but still taking care of 2 teenagers or two, you know what I mean?
First and foremost, wasn't nobody taking care of that baby except for them two.
What I'm saying is we don't know how long ago it was when they robbed the store, so she might not have had the baby
It
at the
had to
time.
be before that because
Yeah.
they never mentioned the baby.
So what I'm saying is they could have been worse off at that time. Their pops nowhere around. Their mom is in jail. Then when she get out, she takes off. So
Your
now
pops ain't
grandma is left
around.
to take care of these kids.
Yeah, your pops ain't
So
around. You're more likely to be in a gang. Especially if you
then
live with your grandma who working all goddamn day and you all at the house by yourself, you and your sister. That's how she ended up pregnant. She
yo,
ain't got
but
no
you
fucking guidance out here in these goddamn streets. And neither do he, because he in the fucking gang. He just was smart enough to not get caught. He like, man, I can use this nigga as a scapegoat to do everything I want to do. That's why he really went and was like, hey, don't do this. I need you in the future. If I'm about to go to Georgetown, really make some shit happen. Ponzi scheme, I'm gonna blame you. Get you up out of here.
yo, you was making Derek out to be the worst dude
Cause he is
in
the
this
worst.
whole movie.
He is the worst, bro.
Hey, boy, we did not see the same thing.
This nigga, if it wasn't for Malachi, he'd have never went to Georgetown. He would have never been able to go to Georgetown.
I don't know about that.
He'd got locked up. They was on his ass first. Malachi started smashing shit, helped him escape. That means that whatever happened, Malachi was gone for a minute. So he was behind on everything educationally. You know what I'm saying? Now that Malachi ain't there, he got to stay out the streets because Malachi was really the muscle. So he got to stay out the streets for a little bit. While he's staying out the streets for a little bit, he got a chance to educate himself. He realized, oh shit, I can be somebody. Did Malachi get that opportunity? No, because he took one for the team. Now Malachi saying, hey man, remember when I smashed all them goddamn windows and alarms and shit for you? This is your turn, my brother. And he was like, yeah, but I gotta go to this white lady, man.
Okay, so to close out this long-winded point, so Malachi, he do the shit anyway. They fucking the dude that they shot in the leg end up being a mad sniper and blowing the whole fucking car up, and then they end up getting caught. So
what's the coincidence of that, right?
So anyway, Derek goes, and I don't know how this dude was able to go into the audition room and all this type shit. So anyway, she does her regular ballet part. She fucking kills that shit when nobody's there. So then she goes to do the freestyle part. She fucking stumbles, and then the dude is like, "Yo, you ready?" And this motherfucker, just a random black dude, was like, "Yeah, she's ready." And then he runs in there and
what did
fucking
she do? The hip hop sequence.
yes, and she goes in, do that part and all this shit, and so so then they end up telling her that look, I can't say this officially, but you know, welcome to Juilliard and all that type shit or whatever.
Yeah,
But
how convenient.
I mean, look, man, there's a
Meanwhile, this
lot
nigga
of
going to Georgetown. That's crazy.
yeah. He going to Georgetown, she going to Juilliard. You
He
know what
was
I'm
the
saying?
real talent, man. He could have been at Juilliard, nigga. He taught this bitch everything she know.
I mean, this is true. The whole
I'm just talking
freestyle
shit.
part
I'm just
was
talking
just,
shit. Yeah,
but
the whole
now,
freestyle part. Nah, she was a beast at ballet though. She was
like
definitely
she
a beast at
was.
ballet for sure.
And I think that like real talk, like, and this is just like the sensitive side of me, But like a lot of the times, man, if like something else I took from this movie, if you got two motherfuckers
Mm-hmm.
that support each other and that are on the same page, you know what I'm saying? A lot of good
Anything is
shit can
possible.
happen. You know
Anything
what
is
I'm
possible.
saying?
That's a
And
fact.
but what we see a lot is we see a lot of people that are, you know, in a relationship or whatever the case may be, and like motherfuckers ain't getting support. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you know when you have two people that can be on the same page and all that type of shit, which we saw in this movie, it
Mm-hmm.
was like we seen like the impossible became possible. You know what I'm saying? Where
Until the
he go,
sequel where they split up and then she finds another nigga.
yeah.
Hey
That's
man,
what you stupid.
come on, man. Hey, first and foremost, I will say this though. I will say this though. As much fun as I've been making of this movie is very entertaining. Um, the story isn't bad at all. The acting isn't bad at all, except for the fact that they're trying to act like teenagers. That aside, the acting isn't bad at all. The casting is actually great. You know what I'm saying? You got stars in this: Julia Stiles, Sean Patrick Thomas, Kerry Washington, Fredro Starr, Bianca Lawson, Terry Kenny, Garland Witt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some people in here, man.
Hmm.
Um, Shout out to Aura Jones too, cause she alright. Um, but for the setting of this movie, for the timing of this movie as well, because people are forgetting that we coming off of Bring It On, where everybody in the movie was out of high school already, and this was a movie about high school cheerleading. So this is the thing, you know what I'm saying? American Pie was the same way. Um, all of these movies was a weird thing between like 98 to like 2002 2003 where like they were just finding grown ass people to play like high schoolers,
Hmm.
yeah, and making them do like grown up shit. I don't know what that was about. Weird time. um Luckily I was only in middle school, so I could, you know what I'm saying, look at that all right, but it was weird. um But I will give the movie credit though. The movie did what it was supposed to do. I make fun of it because these are just like some grown ass people playing in high school, and they should definitely not be in high school. Like nothing about them says high school whatsoever. Maybe Kerry Washington at the time, and a little bit of Sean. What's his name? Sean Patrick Thomas. He he,
Yeah.
he possibly could have been in high school. Like he might have been like a senior. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they both could be, they could pass for seniors. But everybody else, yeah, canceled. Canceled out. Canceled out for sure. Also, Julia Stiles, man, she was on fire around this time. So was Sean Patrick
Oh
Thomas
yeah.
too, though. But I think this was like Kerry Washington's come up, like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
where she was like in her beginning. And then of course Fredro Starr, he was phasing out. He should have been out of there. But excuse me, as far as Julia Stiles and Sean Patrick Thomas, I think this is what kind of boosted them to that next level and got them to those roles that they eventually start getting. Julia Stiles eventually started to fade out until like recently she made like a resurgence and she looks amazing. I haven't seen Sean Patrick Thomas.
See, I haven't
I
seen
think
that dude since Halloween Resurrection.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it ain't been too good for him, but you know what I'm saying? Like at this time though, he was his stardom was on the rise. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But and then also too, man, you gotta love a movie where they actually trying to bring people from different races together. You know what I'm saying? Because Bianca Lawson, she could have been Puerto Rican, she could have been light skinned, you know what I'm saying? She could have been mixed. It's a bunch of shit she could have been. Um, you know what I'm saying? Bringing Sarah from, you know what I'm saying, wherever else. This is the thing. I have to read this because this is what confused the fuck out of me. You ready?
Yeah.
This is what IMDb has as a synopsis for the movie. A white Midwestern girl moves to Chicago. That's already funny. Where her new boyfriend is a black teen from the South Side with a rough semi-criminal past. Now, first and foremost, where is Chicago?
Southside.
No. Chicago is in the Midwest. Like, where do they think the Midwest is?
Oh, you talking about?
What the fuck are they talking about? A young Midwestern girl moves to Chicago.
I guess what they're saying is like basically just outside of Chicago. I guess like her mom lived like in a rich part of Illinois or whatever, and when she died, she had to move with her dad to stay in the hood.
It was just weird, bro. Just the fact that they called her a white Midwestern girl. Yeah, Chicago is in the Midwest. That's everything from like Ohio to Michigan, that like Michigan, Ohio area to like
really like Kansas, kind of like Kansas, Missouri.
Actually, I don't know about Kansas and Missouri. That actually might be the South. I want to say to about like Minnesota, Nebraska, that region.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. That's Midwest. Like I know Wyoming is Western. Idaho is Western. Like the Dakotas, Midwest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. Minnesota, you know
like
what I'm
you
saying?
said, like Nebraska,
Arkansas
Illinois
is kind of the South too.
Yeah, Arkansas, that would be the South.
Kansas could be, but I don't. For some odd reason, I always felt like Kansas was the South, only because like watching old basketball movies, or like watching movies when they be talking about like basketball in the 50s, like it be Kansas fans calling like the black players niggers. So it was like that's the fucking South, bro. That is all the way to South. But nah, man, this movie was dope. You know what I'm saying? I was just confused. Also, there was one part of this movie where they did Julia Stiles' hair. Not cool, bro.
What?
Not
Which
cool
one?
at all. They braided her hair.
They didn't like braid her hair.
Fam, it's cultural appropriation. No, it's not cool. I'm sorry. It's not cool, bro. They could have kept her shit the way it was. Like they literally had her shit in like quote unquote urban styles. Get that shit out of here, man. Don't do that.
Hey, yo.
It's enough that she fucking with Sean Patrick Thomas. Now you want her to have the up-to-date hairstyles? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yo, when they first went the steps, and like she asked her how she looked, she was like, "Oh, you look cool." And then like she asked her again, she was like she know like really like how do I look? So she said, and they got in the car, and she was like, she said, "Take that kindergarten teacher top off." She's like, "It's from the Gap." She said, "It's country, and you look country in it." Yo, that shit was fucking hilarious to me.
For sure. Yo,
hey, well, she put that shit on her head, but should I take that damn top off?
The last and last but not least, the chair lean.
Yo, that didn't age well at all.
Nothing about the chair moves ever aged well. After the scene was initially shown, it started aging bad. Off rip.
Hey, he was like, he just slump his shoulders. He look like a nasty bitch.
when they start doing that, that shit, it's time to go, bro. Yeah, we out of here. Fuck this shit.
Hey, but even giving her a class on being black, that was hilarious.
Woo. All right, man. You ready for the fire flames, bro?
Man, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
Now, I will say this. I think after hearing this episode, people are going to be very surprised. People are going to be very surprised at my rating for this movie. I'm gonna let you go first, though.
Okay. So this. First of all, let me say, yo, I fucking love this podcast because the shit never go the way I think it's gonna go.
Ever.
Like this was a large ass fucking rant. Like,
Absolutely.
but no, like I said, like this movie, man. Like real talk, like it does bring back memories, especially around the time that it came out, 2001. I'm in high school. This movie's about high school. You know what I'm saying? The whole interracial dating thing, the whole thing of like what was so funny when when damn, what was her name? Sarah was sitting at home. She was talking to her friend from her old school, and she was like, I met a guy. She's like, well, I think I met a guy. She's like, I'm pretty sure I met a guy. And she was like, there's white guys at your school, and she was like, actually, no. There aren't any white guys at our school. And then I remember like looking at the school, and it was really only like fucking like white girls, but there were really no white dudes. But I just thought that shit was funny. But no, like doing the whole little thing of like showing everybody's issues or whatever. And like I say, these fucking kids were supposed to have been kids. They was dealing with a lot of grown up shit, like we talked about in this
That's because they were
podcast.
grown-ups.
But nah, like yo, I fuck with the Last Dance, man. I give it a 4. Um, you know, for the things that they did, you opened my eyes to some new possibilities. I didn't look at Derek as a mastermind of fucking trying to ruin Malachi's life and all this
Using
type
that
shit.
nigga as a pawn, nigga.
Never looked at it that way. So you open my eyes to something new. But I'm gonna give it a 4.
Listen, we are on the same page. For as much as I bagged on this movie is not a bad movie whatsoever. It's just that because I was there when this movie came out, and I was younger. You know what I'm saying? You said you was in high school. I was in middle school, so I seen this shit in middle school. My cousins and we went and rented this along with Bring It On and all them other movies, and we would watch movies like this. You know what I'm saying? During the weekend to kick it. You know what I'm saying? Eat popcorn and shit. Stay up to like 5 a.m. type shit. This is the, you know what I'm saying? These are the movies we would play. And they would have like 70 people over there spending the night and shit. So I was always the youngest. So you know what I'm saying? I was able to see shit like this. So this is nostalgic for me. However, though, I go back to the acting, I go back to the cast, and I go back to the story writing. Everything about this, first and foremost, the acting was amazing. The cast was amazing. Great people to put in place to do everything you had to do because nobody was going to be able to play Malachi like Fred Joestar, right? We needed an overtop gangster type dude to play that role so we can enforce the fact that this dude is the street dude. Especially in a movie like this when it's really not about some shit like that. It just has that element in there. We needed that over the topness to kind of confirm that, right? We also needed somebody who was solid enough to be able to play a best friend to that type of person, but who was a complete total opposite of that person, and Sean Patrick Thomas. You got to respect that because he can definitely give you like I'm from a hood vibe, but I'm not a street nigga. So I respect that. Kerry Washington, she played the hell out of a hood rat. You got to give her credit. She did her fucking thing being like the hood rat sister. You gotta love her for that. Bianca Lawson playing the school horse. Salute to her because she didn't have to do much. I mean, that's what she was.
I mean,
She
true.
literally cheated on my nigga with a nigga from college. That's some school horse shit. No disrespect to Bianca Lawson because she's in my top 10 in the 2000s for sure. She's so fine. That's a fine ass woman. But her not even really having to show up too much in the films because really she only had like 2 major scenes in the movie. That's at the club and was it? It might be 3. It might be 3.
The fight with Sarah at school.
The fight with Sarah at school, at the club, and it's another scene I believe too, or it might be 2. I feel like it's another scene or something like that she's in. It might be the same. It might be the same club scene that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, like in the club scene, there was like 2 separate parts.
Because she was talking.
It was 2 different nights at the club. It was 2 different nights.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
we're gonna keep that as one thing then. So in the club and at school, like she made, you know what I'm saying, herself prominent within those, you know what I'm saying, within those scenes. And then Sarah being this out of place, and which is interesting. I will give what's his name? Thomas Carter this credit for making Sarah the out of place character in this movie, right? Because technically she's out of place. She's
Mhm.
going to an urban environment. She's going to a place that she's not used to. She's used to like this Hasidity, you know what I'm saying, formal area, suburban type school, prep schools type shit. So now she's coming to a fucking public school. You know what I'm saying? And she has to be able to mingle and intertwine herself in that. I will give Julia Stiles that credit. However, what I won't give is the writer's credit, right? For making this bitch pretty much just run shit. You know what I'm saying? She got new hairstyles. You know what I'm saying? She doing these weak ass hip hop dances. You know what I'm saying? She got this nigga in a ballet. This nigga give a fuck about no ballet, bro. He trying to slap skins with this girl. Like, let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, like I said, I want to give them credit as well, though, because being able to use an interracial relationship to get this shit off is dope. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you don't get a chance to really see them do, because what they're really doing is telling black stories, but they're adding in a totally different element in it. It's still all black stories. So you got to give them credit for that too. So
Yeah.
for that reason, you know what I'm saying, everything that I just said, basically, I'm giving it a 4.
I ain't mad at that, man. You
I
made
had
a
to hold the
lot
fuck
of
though.
yeah, no, it's all good, man. But you made a lot of great points though.
Yeah,
You made a lot of great points within that. Like the whole thing of, and I think that Julia Stiles did play because like we seen like how she was like trying to pick up on some of like the black slang and shit and stuff like
exactly.
that. But like they had her playing like the curious, like you know what I mean, like she
But
was completely out of her element and like
yeah,
she
and that's
did
what
it
I'm saying.
well.
I appreciate that too, though, because usually it's the black kid at the all white school trying to fit in
Yeah,
and, you know what I'm saying, make friends like that. This time,
exactly.
this is the total flip. You know what I'm saying? This is like a total flip. However, you know what I'm saying, they fall in love, blah blah blah, that other shit. I just appreciate the fact that they finally kind of switched it around and, you know what I'm saying, did some things different. I definitely appreciate that.
Cause remember they did not another teen movie. What did they call my man Dion? The token black guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm only here to say, damn, that's sick or some shit,
Yeah.
he said. And it was like,
Hey,
that's what it
didn't
was. It
they
was
do that scene in Not Another Teen Movie? The choreographed
I
chair scene?
I think
That was
so,
either in
because
that or it was in not what was it, Scary Movie?
I
In one
think
of
it
the
was
scary
not another
movies.
teen movie. Because
Yeah.
that was one of those spoof movies where they just
Yeah,
took a lot of
yeah,
like teen movies and fucking redid all the scenes. But like you're right though, it's usually like the one black dude going into a white school. In this
yep.
situation, it was a reverse. And then
Mhm.
like so now she's hanging around, you know what I'm saying, all the black people, you know, picking up on their culture and all types of shit like that.
Mhm.
And what I do like about it is they didn't do her like they did Diggy. Now
Right.
Diggy was the one white girl that wanted to act black and you know what I mean, all that
Yeah,
type shit.
yeah.
Sarah never did that.
Because she technically stayed true to herself.
She
She was a
did.
ballerina.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just added a little hip hop dance to the shit, bring a little flavor to Julia and all that type of shit.
Of
But
course,
nah.
because this was the whole scheme to begin with. Her mom didn't really die. She thought her mom died.
Wow.
Listen,
Yo,
hear me
okay.
out. Hear me out. She thought
Okay.
her mom died, right? Matter of fact, I'm about to rewrite this whole movie. This is how
Wow.
the movie should have went.
Okay.
Okay. She thinks that her mom dies, but her mom knows that if she just do regular ballet, she's not gonna get in here. She knows that her ex lives in, you know what I'm saying, urban Chicago, and she's thinking, what if we send her to, you know what I'm saying, the hood? She probably won't say the hood. She'll probably just say where her ex name and all that shit is though. But what if we send her to the hood and she can learn how to do, you know what I'm saying, some dance moves that will give her an edge to get her in the Juilliard. So her mom faked to death. The dad is in on it, but once he sees how hard Sarah is working, he can't hold it in. He got a break. This is his baby girl. And he knows how she's going through it. She crying every goddamn night. He can't take this shit. He ain't never been around her. You know what I'm saying? His heart breaking every night listening to this girl cry. He got to keep dealing with it. He's sneaking in the kitchen, calling this bitch on the phone. Man, she keep crying. Man, what am I supposed to do? Make her feel better. Just make sure she learns these moves. We got to get in the Juilliard. So he break down. I have a secret to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Your mom's not dead. You know what I'm saying? She sent you here. We came up with this elaborate scheme so you could learn some hip hop, and you because the dance moves are stale. We knew you weren't gonna get in the Juilliard. You know what I'm saying? Your mom had you evaluated without you even knowing. So now she mad at her mom, right? Listen, now she mad at her mom. She don't even fuck with Sean Patrick Thomas no more at this point. She like, fuck that motherfucker, man. I'm going to dance, and I'm going to dance like I never danced before. So she go in there, she do the regular ballerina shit. Now, this time, she don't slip on the hip-hop shit. She slip on the ballerina shit. She gets up, dusts herself off, breaks out into the hip-hop dance. They lose they shit. Sean Patrick Thomas comes. He's begging for her attention. He's begging for her to take her back. She's like, I don't need you. I'm going to Juilliard. We find out that she did the hip-hop shit that they learned. She made it to Juilliard. Boom. Movie over.
So
y'all tell me how that was.
So we ain't even gonna account to the fact that when her mama basically, you say, didn't die but faked the death, that she stopped dancing because her mama was dead, because she blamed herself for her mom dying but trying to rush to get there. So we just
No, I
gonna
said I was
forget
rewriting
all
the
of that.
movie.
Okay, rewriting the movie.
Yeah, I said I was
Yo,
rewriting. That's what I
listen.
said. We got to do a rewrite. We should start doing this. I think this is a great idea to rewrite the movie after we're done reviewing this shit.
Hey, I'm not mad at that, but I will say
We
this
got to
though.
find the most absurd version of this movie and rewrite it. I think that's the most absurd version where her mom fakes her death. Her mom is the real bad guy in this movie. Fakes her death, sends her to her dad, makes her learn hip hop dances, right? Because you got to remember too, this was like right before the brink of like save the last. I mean, I'm about to say save the last dance, stump the yard, and all that other shit, and then ABDC and all that shit was coming out where like they was just showing like hella people dancing and shit. This is before all this shit happened, right? So you think you can dance, all them shows, like this is before all this happened. So her mom sent her, you know what I'm saying? Her mom sent her to her dad. Her dad, like, I just want my daughter to be happy, blah, 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 blah. Because her mom's a bitch. Her mom didn't even let her dad see her. You know what I'm saying? That's why she ain't seen her dad, because her mom ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, her mom's the bad guy in this movie. Next thing you know, she get there, she doing good. She finally got the Juilliard audition. He just tell her the truth. This is all your mom. You know what I'm saying? She's alive. You know what I'm saying? She didn't die. The bitch is in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she dances. She done broke up with Derek. Derek is heartbroken. He don't go to Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? He ends up going to a community college, end up being an alcoholic.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. All because he trusted Sarah. Because she was, you know what I'm saying? She needed help being a ballerina. But this is the crazy part. Not only does he become an alcoholic, he dances on the corner for money to get alcohol. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, man,
You gotta stop.
fuck that strike. Put me in the room right now. I got some shit, bro. We can rewrite some shit.
Yo, that is hilarious.
Oh, man. You know how amazing that would be, bro? Oh, shit. That would be great, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
this guy is wild. The
Yeah,
amazing
man.
Scoots Bronson.
Thank you, man.
Yo,
Man, listen, man. Y'all hit us up on the socials and tell me how y'all think that would go. If y'all would watch that compared to the original version, send us a thumbs up on the socials, man. If not, send us a thumbs down. Let us know. Let's get into the coming soon, bro. You ready?
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. This next movie that we got, I feel like this movie is more so relevant than it was when it came out. Especially right now, with the current climate of politics, the current climate of government, so on and so forth. We are covering Idiocracy in our next episode. Have you ever seen this?
Never seen it. This will be a first for me.
Just put it like this. When you see this, just know you'll understand the whole Trump thing.
Okay.
Get ready. Get ready.
Gotcha.
It is, yeah. But you'll understand the whole Donald Trump thing after this, I guarantee you.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have never seen Idiocracy, go ahead and watch it. Or, as usual, wait on us. Let us tell you about it, and then you guys dive into it. If you enjoyed this episode, if you didn't enjoy this episode, if you love Save the Last Dance, if you hate Save the Last Dance, or if you think we should go ahead and rewrite Save the Last Dance, hit us on the socials on Instagram and Twitter. At View and iPod. You can hit us up on Facebook, VA Pod Watch Group. Don't forget, we have a community on Twitter, Viewers Anonymous. We also have a subscription service. You can subscribe to the podcast for $2.99 a month. We have extra episodes on there. Right now, we are covering Winning Time, the HBO series. I'm not gonna get in there right now. Well, we're covering Winning Time, man.
Yeah.
If you'd like to know what we're talking about, then make sure you subscribe. Like I said, it's only $2.99 a month. The link is in the bio. You can subscribe there. I'm sorry, not bio. The link is in the description. I can't talk tonight. The link is in the description of this podcast. So make sure you click that link. You can go there. You can pay your $2.99. Yeah, and you can join in. If you'd like to follow me, I'm on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. You can follow me there. I got a link tree in my bio, and you can find me everywhere else.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. New episode, man. Episode 135. I did Fast 10. Yeah. I had a lot of fun doing that one. Even though I was solo, I had a lot of laughs because that movie is fucking outrageous, my guy.
Oh man. That's what did Fast 10 is what happened when they allow you to rewrite movies.
So definitely go check that out, man. I had a lot of fun doing that shit because that movie is crazy as fuck. But that's all I got, man.
Cool, man. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you know what I'm saying, every time we get on here, man, your support is greatly appreciated. But until the next time, man, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.